What was your biggest nah, this can't be real moment in a relationship? Me and Harrison have been together for 3 whole years. Like, we just put a deposit down on a cute little craftsman house in the suburbs last week. We had names picked out for our future kids. We had a joint Costco membership, y'all. That's practically marriage in millennial terms, LMAO. So basically, Friday nights are always our movie nights. It's been our tradition since like month 2 of dating. We take turns picking the movie, make some fancy popcorn, I'm talking nutritional yeast and everything, and just chill together after a long work week. It's honestly been my favorite part of every week for years now. This past Friday was Harrison's turn to pick, and he chose some boring documentary about cryptocurrency. Edit. Not trying to offend any crypto bros out there, just not my thing. About 45 minutes in, I noticed he was completely knocked out on the couch. Not surprising since he claimed he'd been working late all week on some big project at work. I was about to wake him up and suggest we just go to bed when his phone lit up on the coffee table. And then it lit up again. And again. Y'all, his phone was unlocked. The messages were right there on the screen from someone saved as work project with a emoji. At first I thought nothing of it, but then I read, "Miss your touch already." And then, "Last night was amazing. Can't wait to see you again tomorrow." My heart literally stopped. I couldn't breathe. I felt like someone had punched me directly in the stomach and then threw me off a cliff. 3 years. All the plans, all the promises, all the I love yous and you're the one speeches. Were they all lies? I'll admit, I did something I never thought I would do. I picked up his phone and quickly scrolled through the conversation. I know, invasion of privacy and all that. But something in my gut told me I needed to see the truth. And wow, the truth was ugly. This wasn't just some flirty texts. There were plans for hotel meetups, explicit messages, and even photos that I immediately wished I could unsee. Based on the timestamps, this had been going on for at least 2 months. There were messages about me, about how he was handling the Gloria situation, and how he was trying to figure things out but didn't want to hurt me. As if cheating on me for months wasn't already hurting me. The audacity of this man. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw his phone through the window. I wanted to wake him up and demand answers. But something inside me, something cold and calculating that I didn't even know existed, told me to wait. So I gently placed his phone back exactly where it was. I pulled the throw blanket over him like a loving girlfriend would. And I went to the bathroom where I had the quietest panic attack of my life. I spent the rest of the night pretending to sleep while my mind raced with questions. Who was this person? How long had this really been going on? Was this why he'd been working late so often? What about our house? The deposit was most of my savings. The next morning was surreal. Harrison woke up, kissed my forehead, and acted like everything was normal. He even made me breakfast and talked about paint colors for the new house. I've never been an actress, but that day I deserved an Oscar because somehow I smiled and nodded and pretended that my entire world wasn't falling apart. As soon as he left for his Saturday morning gym session, which I now realized was probably meeting up with work project, I called my best friend Sally. She came over immediately, and we spent the next 3 hours going through every detail I could remember from those messages. Sally suggested we do some digging. Harrison and I share a credit card for household expenses, so we logged into the account online. And there it was. Evidence of dinners at restaurants I'd never been to, Uber rides at odd hours, and even a hotel charge from last weekend when he told me he was on a business trip. I felt physically sick. This morning I casually mentioned I might have a work trip next weekend, and he immediately perked up. He was trying to hide it, but I could see the wheels turning in his head about having the apartment to himself. It confirmed everything. I'm going to pretend to go on this trip, but actually I'll be staying at Sally's apartment across town. I have a feeling he's going to invite work project over to our home, and when he does, well, that's when I'll make my move. Harrison thinks he's gotten away with it. He thinks he's playing me, juggling his little double life without a care in the world. What he doesn't know? The game is already over. I can't tell you what I did in this short video. The full story is on the channel. Link